going on? This is technically day one of the entire tour through Kemet, and what I've done is I've compiled a sort of checklist for myself that kind of goes over some of the sacred deities and maybe just some things that you can do in a respectful way to not offend or even upset individuals that may not truly understand what it is that you may be interested in doing if you do practice in a particular way. And I also have put together just kind of like my own sort of like documentary notes. So beginning today on this kinetic journey with V2G Multimedia, the first day, just the items, like I have my GoPro, the DSLR, that Canon, I like it, but like, I don't know, that's a whole nother thing. The my Zoom for audio, and then just some notes of some things that I'm going to be taking down. So pretty much all of the pages are kind of like set up in this way, where originally I was supposed to be arriving here on the 18th, but I came 2 days earlier. So it's just kind of, I've already done this, capture first person footage with the GoPro, narration while I'm here, which obviously that'll be done in post. There's supposed to be an opening ceremony that the organizer of this entire tour is putting together, and with that I'll be able to kind of like, I'm getting to the point in this where I already did the first afternoon, but the evening hasn't happened, because that'll be taking place once the rest of the group, when everybody's here tonight. And I'll just kind of like go over some things, capture some stuff, and put that in there, first impressions. And I've already been sharing that and kind of going through details, but this is just kind of like a sheet to like guide and help people out. And I'm realizing that this format is very similar to my books format, which is the the essentials, 25 tips for for touring internationally, where you have sort of that same approach, but just a lot more information that's going to be shared. But I'm letting it be known and manifesting it now that this journey prayerfully is going to turn into a sort of guidebook. But again, it's just my V2G approach to my experience and what I have gone through and what I've noticed and what I'm learning and what I'm absorbing and what I'm sharing is just going to be my take of that in the form of a sort of guide, a practical guide to kind of like help people out if they're interested, And again, it's not a definitive sort of thing. It's an essential. It's my essentials, just based off of what I've learned. And the next time that I travel here, or maybe even go into other places, kind of like bring or design ones for each of the locations that I'm going to be going into in the next months, in the next years. So I wanted to always come to Mother Africa. And now that I'm here in Akabula, now I'm here in these lands in Kemet, as much as they are different, they're very similar to the States, because the States and that energy in the native lands there have some amazing massive energies that I haven't even explored yet, and I'm looking to do the same. But I'm called here right now, as there's a lot of chaos, a lot of disruption. There's a lot of things happening over in the States that are happening worldwide, but you have to live there to really truly understand it. It's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of chaos everywhere, but again, we're balanced, so we're here to balance the stuff out. So right now I'm being just directed to be on this side of the water, and I would like and love to be here and do the things that I am doing and will be doing, whether music, agriculture, teaching, lesson building, documenting, and for it to have the same compensation levels as my 9 to 5, which would enable me to do what I do, wholeheartedly. If the family was here, that would be great, but I realize why they aren't. It's a focus thing. This is the breakthrough. And a lot of times during the breakthrough period of things, you must trek things alone a lot of times. And it's not a bad thing. It's a necessary thing, so that way you don't lose focus of what it is that you're here for. So that's what I'm looking at this as, a period of this is work that needs to be put in. And the designers of great temples, the designers of airports and things, their families weren't there while they were putting in that work. It's dangerous sometimes. It can slow you down. It can weigh on you. This is it's an exploration. It's a tour. I'm not calling this a vacation, because it's not a vacation. This is building. This is necessary steps to build. This is foundational work for whatever it'll morph into and change into. But it's all of those things that I'm working towards, envisioning, and what I do have vision of, to kind of like lay the groundwork so that way that is my reality, and prayerfully the reality of those individuals that would want to do something very similar. Why not? Let's live. I'm walking through these lands and driving and looking at just the vastness of it all. Cairo is a huge city, man. It reminds me of New York, but just on something different. It's ancient lands too. Like, you see the sands, you see the building constructions, you see the way people maneuver through the streets and the busyness. But it's as chaotic as it is, it has definitely a great order to it. It's wild. Like, I'm laughing. Frogger, people crossing the streets, dodging. It's you just have to see it. When I put these videos out and things, maybe people will understand and be able to kind of get a glimpse of what it's like to be here. But yeah, this is some trailblazing stuff, is what my man Raheem for GVI, Raheem the Dream, that's my brother in Nigeria, and then Nahuse Nasarawa Global Village Initiative Development mentioned and said to me last night, in fact, when we were talking, as I'm now on his side of the waters, and Cairo is about an hour as far as time is concerned ahead of Nigeria. So I'm here first and there second, and prayerfully in a few months we'll be doing the same thing on those lands. And another home of mine is what I'll call it. And I'm saying that because people have already welcomed myself and said, whenever you're in Cairo, call me. Your family now. And they mean that. This is not somebody trying to get over on you. They're not looking for any of those things. They really are. You have to be mindful of certain individuals, but if you're rolling with individuals that are about certain energies and certain ways of existing, then obviously they're going to be around those sort of individuals, and then you kind of like start attracting those sort of individuals, and then it becomes like a circle of just people, of networks, of systems, that one hand washes the other, and you realize how connected you are. Like, I'm out here in Cairo and we meet a sister from the States, and she's from Jersey, like I am. I tell her I'm from Passaic, and then she's like, "Oh, from New Brunswick." I said, "Oh, you from Gunswick? What? Exit 9?" Then telling her about my friends, my man Elo Kush, shout out to Kush, and the rest of the fallen angels. And it's just amazing because earlier in the day, I had said I'm going to meet someone or some people that I'm going to know and have a connection to. And, just let it go. Did our exploration, went into the Red Pyramids. That whole experience was amazing, as I said before. And before, the breaking the fast, we go out and meet this woman and we start building. Her energy is mad, intense, strong, powerful. Wow. And just connected in a way that was just like, this is wild. This is Jersey, New Jersey, New Jeru as they call it, here in Cairo, Kemet. And who would think that something like that would take place, man? So I'm saying all that just to say that this itinerary, this daily sheet going through things, it's a guide. It's a guide for what I'm attempting to do as far as documentation goes. And I realize that the vision is to have a team of individuals that I could do this with, and that I will be doing this with, and lay out the blueprint and explain to them what it is that I want and how I want it captured, and how they'll be compensated well for it because they deserve it. And I want to bring them along to experience, to see, to be safe, to learn, to eat, to share, to connect, and just bring their talents and their gifts in the form of documenting and envisioning things the same way that I do, and then help others do the same through their specialties, crafts. So I'm just taking a moment to just bring it all in and just appreciate that even though I'm far from my home back in the States, and my family's there, and the world is going on, school is going on, students and all those other things, but where I'm at in my journey, it's a developmental change that has to take place, because this is bigger than 07055. It's bigger than NJ, and even through hip hop, like that hasn't even been like a part of this in the sense of music and rapping and rhyming and things, but it's at the heart of it. It's the spark, it's the catalyst that gave me the voice to even be in front of a screen and be willing to be heard and seen and be okay with being my original authentic self, because that's the principle that hip hop teaches. Being unique. It's not necessarily standing out, but shining your own light. Paving your own trails, going through your own trials and tribulations, and speaking about it and building about it, documenting it, sharing it. taking a calculated, authentic, meaningful chance with yourself. Because if you see it in your mind and you truly, deeply trust and know that this has to happen, because it has nothing to do with the money or any of those other things. It's a internal necessity. Then carve it out and go do it. And as you do it, my recommendation would just be to respect others, but most importantly, let others know the fact that you are respecting them. Then you expect, you demand the same thing in response, because you're looking out for the other before yourself. That's just my take. And in the 2 days of me being here has gotten me to that realization and to that point. Man, I'm not perfect with it at all, you know. I'm still learning, like, you know, let me not do this. Let me, you know, fall back. Let me chill. Like, let me, you know, honor this. Even, you know, with everyone out, you know, doing Ramadan, and, you know, I was doing it back in the States, and then I was on another clock. It was on another thing. But now I'm out here. I'm like, bro, it's too much moving. It's too much work. It's too much heaviness. It's too much energy to not have that sustenance. I'm not doing that. Respectfully. But, you know, for my brothers and sisters that are practicing, yo, look, much love and light to you. I'm with y'all in spirit, but just understand that what I am doing and how I'm moving, going into that pyramid and taking that plunge and being down there for the time that I was down there and feeling what I felt and seeing what I saw, and coming out and then having these jelly legs and all this stuff, like, it'll drain you. Plus the sun and just the amount of information that you're learning and you're seeing, it's a lot. And sometimes just having a grounding of some sustenance in the stomach just brings it all together. But anyhow, I've been rambling on. So if you do see this video, whenever I do put it out there in whatever capacity that it's going to be presented in or through, I am just providing my vision and my take on this journey. And I pray y'all are safe on yours. Much love, much light. Day one begins now. Peace.
Peace, family. Looking to take your brand, artistry, or business to the next level? At V2G Multimedia, we specialize in creating digital biographies, stunning, interactive PDF flipbooks designed to showcase your story, services, or products in a professional and unforgettable way. But that's not all. When you work with us, your biography gets a permanent feature on our affiliate platform, the Biosphere, where it gains ongoing visibility as our community continues to grow. Ready to elevate your presence and connect with a broader audience? Visit v2gmultimedia.com for updates and consultations on how we can bring your story to life. Now, back to the video.
So here we go. Day 3, which is officially day 1 in Cairo. We're supposed to be heading to the museum to go see Tutankhamun and some others. So we'll see how this whole thing plays out. Tour guide is with us and some others. So this should be interesting, is what I'll say. Very interesting. Very interesting. When it closes, does it? Alright, it's moving. Going down to the ground floor. And the journey begins now. In the lobby, heading through. See? Pretty dope. No? Many different people that you see traveling through the world. Making sure you have the passport is the most important thing now. As I said, without your passport, you ain't doing anything. Nothing happening without your passports. I tell you what, my legs are still fucked up. It's fucked up. This is toast, bro. Straight toast. I would recommend seatbelts on these highways. I'm just saying, that's me. I don't know if it's the same in Kenya.
It can be.
Okay. Oi! Boom. So yeah, we just made it.
This is the square. This is the Tahrir Square. Yeah. All this area was a center where the people protesting for 18 days against Mubarak. 18 days stay here. It was the main focus part to the Arab Spring, or the Egyptian part of Arab Spring. Recently they made a renovation. They made this obelisk in the middle. You see, and there is 4 pieces of Sphinx. They are brought from the Karnak temple. We go into the Karnak temple and we will see the rest of the Sphinx there. The original
So
place.
4 original pieces that are here, you're saying?
Yeah, they brought 4 Sphinx.
What's it used for now?
That is interesting. Extremely interesting. Yesterday with the that temple, that pyramid. Woo, my legs.
What happened was a lot of...
It's think of a football field, and you have to go squatting down and up the same way, and then upstairs. It's a lot. Is all I can say. It's a lot. So I'm here, but I'ma just.
Let me just say one thing before we go inside.
Go ahead. Yeah, man, we out here in front of the museum with my people. We're about to go inside and explore and see what lurks ahead.
This way?
So the name of this museum exactly is what? Because
The Egyptian Museum.
so it's the Egyptian Museum.
Yes.
Not like the new this is
No, the Egyptian Museum. The new museum next to the pyramid.
Uh-huh.
They call it the GEM,
Okay.
the Grand Egyptian Museum.
Grand Egyptian Museum, and then this one is just the Egyptian Museum.
So,
Downtown
welcome to the
Paris.
Egyptian Museum. I love this place.
Me too.
I love it even more than the new one.
Really?
Yeah,
Me
a
too.
lot. Because you see, first the history. I've been here so many times with years. So by the time you're building that relation with the place, the other thing is the style and the building have its own history. I mean, you see, the construction, the build in up 1897 to 1902. Do you see the 2 circles
Yes.
up there, which show the 2 dates of the construction? 1897
Yeah.
to 1901. Maybe this is the first museum all over the world to be built as a museum. the famous museums at Europe before the Egyptian museum, it used to be a palace, which been reused as a museum. But this is being designed
Specifically.
to be open galleries to show the Egyptian artifacts. Also, the style of the new classic, which is mixing the civilization of each city with the Greco-Roman. You can see above the entrance the head of the goddess Hathor. Yeah, you see the two circles with the two horns and the circle with the face of Hathor. On the two sides there is two statues for Isis, but she's dressing with a Roman dress with a wig. Can you see that here?
Yes.
And here, next to the face, there is two initials, which is H and A and H. Can you see them?
Yes.
AH. Who is AH? This is referred to Abbas Hilmi. Abbas Hilmi, this is one of the members of Muhammad Ali, the ruler of Egypt.
They're like
Do you see the
intertwined
head?
together, right?
Yeah?
They're together.
They are
AH,
together,
yeah.
two initials.
Yes.
Do you see the head of Hathor?
Yeah.
To the
Go
left.
all the way to the left,
Oh, over there.
in the middle. Did you see it?
Yes.
Abbas Hilmi. This is the ruler who
This is
who built
amazing.
Egypt. Abbas Helmi have a lot of very important buildings in Egypt. One of them is the museum. The second is the Egyptian University, Cairo University. The third is Aswan Old Cairo. We will cross when we go down there. Besides Abbas Helmi, we have Augusto Mariette. This guy, Augusto Mariette, he's French, and he was the first one to work to make trading on artifacts illegal, and he was the first one to think to collect the Egyptian collecting artifacts at a museum. This is the antiques. No. Yeah, you can keep it here. Actually, you have a QR code.
Here we go.
Inside, and that's it.
Perfect.
But in case the old music, the old ticket was much better.
Thank you, sir. So they just scan this?
Yeah, but you need to show it by the
I got all my bags, my camera work. Once we go inside.
Once you scan the ticket,
That door looks like a lava door.
again, go to the door. And it's one of the few places in Egypt where they still have the crown. You see the crown? The crown is the sign for the Egyptian kingdom. The Egyptian kingdom, the family of Muhammad Ali, came in 1952. And since the name has been changed, building streets, anything except this beautiful door of the museum. See, to the line.
Oh, your husband.
Oh, yeah, that's how he is.
Thank you, sir.
Two tickets student equal, one ticket adult.
Thank you. Just scan here.
Made from the emotics, which is one of the developments of the ancient Egyptian language. The third part, which is in the lower part, this is made from the ancient Spanish. By comparing the three texts, Chamberlain understands and figures the cartouches, which is the names. This is where they start of the Egyptian or the Egyptology. A lot of people now believe Chamberlain actually depended on a lot of the researches of Egyptian priests and a lot of researches of even British archaeologists. But this is Rosetta Stone. Unfortunately, this is a replica. This is not the original. The British, when we asked from them to get it back to Egypt, at the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, they said, we didn't take it from Egypt, we did it from the French. So if you have a thing that French, that was tricky because they took it from the French actually. The French discovered 1798, and when the French defeated by the British. And they surrendered, they gave everything to them. And that's a lot, yeah.
In the way of like say, you know how the British are
Out here, rest.
To 1801. And then the British controlled Egypt between 1882 to 1952. They colonized Egypt with different ways, but the complete control was in the first part, 1882 almost to 1952.
from the
Coming from
Alright, so we're walking. We're walking. Amazingness.
and a very filthy leather, which is the goat leather. According to the Egyptian belief, leather of the goat was very filthy. And when we believe this might be one of the sons of Ramesses III.
Yeah, he's a prince.
Ramesses III.
He's a prince.
Yeah, Ramesses III. His life ended with a conspiracy. He's been executed. And then his son, Ramesses IV, he made investigation and they found 16 people guilty of the conspiracy of executing Ramesses III, including one of the royal wife and her son, Bentaol. So they give them or they kill them by mummifying them alive. This is what we believe.
That's why it's the screaming
Yes.
torture. That's why I can't even look at it. I knew it was something about it.
Now, there is a mummy, but this very famous mummy that's never been displayed.
Make my stomach hurt, man. Maybe I'm tripping, y'all. Maybe I'm tripping, but maybe I'm tripping. Let me focus on this other camera, y'all. I'll be back. I could do a lot more with this, because I could zoom.
Why do they all have did they all have beards that were perfectly rectangular?
Yes.
What is the...
Beard was one of the signs of sovereignty, like the pharaoh. Should be represented with a straight beard.
That's what
Sometimes if he don't have a beard, he have to look artificial beard. And some of the statues will have a small curved beard, the curve, which is have a religious significance. It's meaning death. Yeah, some of the statues will have this small curve. This is the Rosetta. This is the Mena. We think this is recording the unification of Egypt.
Yep.
That is recording the unification of Egypt, which we believe it might happen 3,100 BC.
And that's it, like defeating of the enemies. That's why he's holding the hair like that.
True. We believe now there were two kingdoms, one in the south and one in the north. They start to fighting each other. Tell the kingdom of the south and the king Mena, and you see the crown over his head.
And
this is what we call the white crown, the crown of the south. And he holding a prisoner and going to smash him. And this is will be a classic representation over the walls of the Egyptian temples to show the control, to show the capability. And with the appearance of the goddess Bat, the cow, the serech or the entrance, the facade of the palace, the falcon, which is the god Horus, and holding 6 papyrus. Maybe each one of them refer to 1,000, to a certain number of prisoners. They've been given to all the way down. You see those two enemies. They are running and they are almost naked. You can see them and they are running and look behind them. Why? Because this is the process of the fighting. This is the process of unification. If we move to the other side, The face on this side is showing the celebrations. So we saw the fighting on the other side. Here is the celebration. How we know this is the celebrations? Look to the crown here over the head of the pharaoh. This is a different crown. This is the crown of the north. This is the red crown, the crown of the north. So he's commemorating, he's saying here he's already controlled the north. Not only commemorating the crown, look to the grand beaters, the guys who hold those signs in front of him. Look to the lady with the golden hair and the hieroglyphic star, which may be referred for the wife, or maybe referred for the ambassador. Look to the captives. There's two lines of captives here on the right side, headless, and their legs are broken, and their heads are in between their foot. And the two animals in the
Those were hard times.
yes.
And what does the spiral symbol above his head mean? The one
Where?
goes, this guy right here,
Uh-huh.
the ruler, I guess.
Yes.
He has a spiral.
This spiral, this is part of the crown.
That's probably the red crown.
That's Narmer, right? It's Narmer, right?
Yeah, this is the crown of the north. This is normal.
Yes. And the colors are red and white, the unification.
The white was the south.
Symbols. I feel like they're
Yeah.
so...
But he brought the red and white together.
Yes.
Yeah, upper and
This
lower.
is the commemoration
Yes.
for that unification of the two lands.
And are those lions or snakes? What are like with the animals?
The animals are very confusing for us with the two long heads.
It was like a snake, almost like giraffe,
Yeah.
like a mix
With the head of a lion.
with the head of a lion. Right. My legs are hurting, but I'm still working. Red granite.
This is the sarcophagus. Sarcophagus is the outer container of the body. Most of the time it's made from very hard stone, like granite, pink or gray or black. Why? Because this is the outer container, which will be protected. The inside will be a wooden coffin. And inside the wooden coffin, there will be a golden coffin. Inside the golden coffin, there will be the mummy. And the monster. How did we know that? From the discovery of the tomb of the king Tutankhamun. The sarcophagus itself is a very religious piece because it will have representation from the underworld, from the afterlife.
Oh, I
according to
see
the
it.
Egyptian
I
belief.
see it.
There will be a lot of protection symbols and signs. Some of the, it will have the cartouches. And also, some of the, they believe that the spirits will be moving and join the eternal stars there. So, sometimes the coffin itself, or the sarcophagus, it used to have the goddess nude just over the face of the mummy. Because they believe he will be sailing into nude, like the stars, like
The new also
those
like
are small
represent.
iridium pieces have been made in the top of the pyramid, especially through the Middle Kingdom.
This here?
Yeah, this one and this one. But most of them, they are famous, and you will see a lot of informations about the Benben of Amen and
So
Ad.
this would be right at the top of the pyramid,
Yeah.
which is a much bigger space.
Yes. And a lot of people saying, I'm talking about the way of the carve itself. It's not from this, it's not from earth. I mean, the stone itself and the way of carving itself. Look. It's like a machine.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, and that pyramid, like Great Pyramid, all of those had gold.
This is Middle Kingdom only, 2000 BC.
This is middle.
Yeah.
And this is made from what?
Well, they believe, but actually it's a great granite. I mean, in the internet you'll see a lot of things. A lot of people believe that maybe this material does not exist on the...
Doesn't exist on Earth.
Yeah.
So this.
And look to the lines of the carving. It's perfect.
How they
It
have
can
this
be
stuff in
a handmade. Look. And when you look this way,
Yeah, that's not handmade.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not handmade. You see the lines?
Yes.
Here, look to the carvings. Here, few steps.
The lines in
Look,
between
look
the
to
cuts.
the lines. Yeah, I mean the process itself of the carving. It's can be a handmade. It's definitely a kind of machine, kind of technology that we might
So the
not
Middle
know.
Kingdom is still over 3,000 years.
Yeah.
What?
It's talking about, yani for example, this is the Nisut Piti, which is Nisut Piti. This is like Piti is the lady of the south. Nisut, it's the lady of the north. So this is like the lord of the upper and lower Egypt.
But it's you said a lady?
Yeah,
Lady.
Piti, and I think this is the eye and the word like a basket. This is Neb, which means master or lord, and the cartouche of the M&M hat.
M&M hot.
Yes,
So whatever is inside of here is a cartouche.
a cartouche, a royal name, the name of a pharaoh. Here, or at the
Who the pyramid was designed for.
Yes,
This
two
one's-
ladies. This is
But
like
it
a
says the
title. The
mother.
pharaoh used to have 5 titles. One of them is the Lord of Upper and Lower Egypt, and who belongs to the 2 ladies, the lady of the south and the lady of the north.
Sculptor must be crazy for you to see this. So they're saying this is like an alien. It's not human, it's alien.
I would not be surprised.
Listen,
Akhenaten, he is the first one to
God.
call for one God, the power behind the sun, shut down temples, and launching a very shock wave to the society back then. He said there is no gods, there is no temples, there is no sacred offerings, there is only one God, which is the power behind the sun. Akhenaten also said, you don't need to go to a temple. You can have your own temple in your house.
Oh wow. Okay.
Akhenaten also said, I need a virgin place where I can worship the god Aten. I don't need to be in this capital anymore. I'm talking about the capital of the ancestors, which is Thebes, Luxor now. He said, I don't need to be there. I'm searching for a virgin spot. And he moved 600 kilometers north of Luxor to a place called now Tal El Amarna. He built a small capital.
No, we don't go there.
He built his own palace. It's closed. It's not open for the tour. Yeah.
so you as a sculptor, you're baffled. You have to be. I mean, look at all these years.
When you're working on this kind of a scale and everything is in proportion,
That precision is almost impossible. And how heavy this is.
you know how people work on granite nowadays? The only thing harder than granite is diamonds.
Yes.
So you're cutting it with diamond discs and then chipping. So you make a series of cuts.
Lots of
Then you break
mistakes
it
if
up.
you're not good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have to know what to do.
But this is thousands of years.
Detail of the hands, where her hand is behind her eyes. That's so romantic. That's recreated.
Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry.
What happened?
Let me tell you. These are Akhenaten's parents, and this is Queen Tai.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
But I was saying the Thuya and Thuya are upstairs.
I have a question. The symbols and everything, are they always telling us?
Oh, the noses are missing.
And you know
The noses are missing.
Akhenaten started to teach people about the no religion by using art. And he said, perfection is only belongs to the God. We should be represented as we look. So how we will look? Very long face, sharp looking, high cheekbones, yeah, small lips.
So different.
It's different from all over the museum. Nothing like this. to the small bellies.
Yeah.
Have you seen a pharaoh with a belly? Go to the thighs. Some of the feminine side here.
Like these hips.
We belong to Akhenaten. After 14 years, the princes destroyed the city of Akhenaten, the new city. They are very mad of him because he changed their religion. He stopped their influence. He stopped their money. He changed the forming. So when he died after 14 years, or maybe assassinated, we don't know, everything holding the name of Akhenaten have been destroyed. His wife, you see here?
So he had 2 kids,
He have 2 daughters.
2 daughters,
And we think maybe Tutankhamun,
and a son,
the famous king, his son.
1 son.
Yeah. So that was also unusual to represent the royal family.
This is
With
the
you.
only depiction of a royal family, or
Yes.
the first.
Usually before him, the pharaohs not used to represent the royal family in the same representation.
Just the wife.
Just the wife or the pharaoh. But Akhenaten represent. You see the 2 daughters, the wife, and himself. All of them worshipping and waiting for the sun rays. If you look to the sun rays itself, it's ended with the key of a life, with the Ankh symbol.
Yep, on each one.
In each one supposed to end it with a key of a life. And if you look at the small picture here, you might see the Ankh signs and the Ankh symbols. You see the blue key of life?
At the end of it, it's the Ankh. It's upside down.
This is how he imagined the God, the mighty God. He imagined that it's come every day with the rays, and each one of those sun rays ended with the key of a life. You see?
Same here.
Double crown. Just like the other.
But maybe that was part of the thing.
There were a lot of theories about one of the ways that the priests tried to kill Akhenaten by genetic modification. Also, some people talking about the inbreeding marriage, and some
I
of the
did hear
family
that.
of Akhenaten ended with that. Finally, some guy came with a very simple question, simple explanation. He said it might be models supposed to be carved and the statues, and they are not finished. However, that was the most simple.
I've seen that before. You come in here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna walk right here, headed. I've seen this before.
By the way, this is made from one block,
Yes, it is.
and then they evacuate the spaces.
And who is this?
This is Ramesses II.
This is Ramses II. And
This is his cartouche. Ramesses, and this is how we recognize the pieces. This is why the cartouche is very important, because we read the names. Yeah. The other thing is Ramesses II have a lot of ego, a lot of buildings.
huge are still standing at which temple? Were you?
Ramesses II.
That's where you-
Ramesses II is Abu Simbel,
Okay.
where we will.
We'll go there, yeah.
Yeah. Here he's being crowned by 2 gods, Horus
Yep.
on the left. This is a very interesting name. This is Set.
Now, Set, from my understanding, had the war with Osiris to fight. Is that the same
Yes,
Set?
he's the same Set.
But he's crowning him.
Yeah, he's
But
crowning
Set
him.
was always thought to be
All the time, Set
evil.
been represented as the god of chaos, the god of who create problems.
yes.
But in the other side, we think in the 19th dynasty, Set have been introduced with a different face. He's the protector of the sun in the dark time, which is the night time. So it was very unusual face of an animal. We don't know which animal it is.
It looks like a combination.
Maybe a combination of donkeys, anteater, maybe a wolf. We don't know actually which animal is this specific.
So there's no animal attached to Set.
No.
Huh.
No animal attached to Set, except in Itfo we will see he's been represented as a hippo.
In Edfu.
Yeah, a hippo or a crocodile. The crocodile also have a hippo.
These are representations.
Very unusual.
Crowning.
And from my understanding, Horus fought Set for killing his father,
Yes.
Osiris. But now he's crowning.
Yeah, but this, I
pharaoh.
think, the philosophy, which is spread in the 3rd and the 19th dynasty, showing Set as a great god because the father of Ramesses II, his name was Seti, which is coming from Set.
Seti.
Yes. So we think in the story of Isis and Osiris, Set have been introduced as a very ambitious
Yes.
god who searched his own interest by being the king of Egypt, being very jealous from his brother, which is Osiris, and then Horus, the son, who been fighting and fighting Set and fighting to get his palace back.
It's the Lion King.
His
It is.
fighting his to get his land back, but Set have been also introduced as a very important god of the movement of the sun, especially during the night time, to be resurrected in the next morning. He will be the one who lead the boat of the sun. So he's not 100% pure evil. Never.
He serves a purpose.
This is the.
But you know when-
To be honest, all of you actually, the spiritualist group, are mostly involved in the culture, involved in the. I don't give them the easy version of the information. I would easily say this is evil, this is good, and they be fighting each other. But we getting a little bit deeper than usual.
And then his, I don't know.
The beard.
Yeah, again.
You see, this is artificial beard. Look. This was a
What
sign
would that be made of?
here or in general back then.
Yeah, but the way it's layered like that.
The
It looks
layer
like
is still.
jewelry.
Look, there were symbols to the pharaoh. The crown,
Yeah.
the cobra, the beard, the white collar, the kilt,
The Ankh.
the cartouche, and the ankh. Those are symbols and signs of souvenir.
Who's this in the middle?
Ramesses II.
Bro, we couldn't film or do anything inside of the tomb of, hold on. So we couldn't do that inside the area where King Tutankhamun is. So look, just look. You see every time. Look at the noses. It's everywhere. All the noses are gone. All of
That
them.
one's stuff the material.
Exactly.
Yeah. Never the ears. It's never, yeah.
The
Always the
nose.
nose.
Yep. And sometimes the lips. It looks too much like you. Oh, that's just gold? Solid gold? Who sat there?
These two chairs.
Telling you he's the original bling. My little cousin was bugging. He had some fun though. I don't blame him. What?
Sister, by the way, the daughter of King Akhenaten in Nefertiti, he is wearing the left. He's wearing the left sandal. They're wearing only one pair of sandals, by the way. He's wearing the left one and she's wearing the left one. And the store has
If I had like 3 lifetimes, maybe.
Yeah. No, so I'm in the same. So
20 minutes or so to be here on a solo tip, man. And man, look, history books will never do it justice. Explanations that people give will never do it justice for all of this that you see, for all of these things that you hear. Thuya and Yuya and all of it. Thuya sarcophagus and Yuya. Again, Thuya and Yuya. Yuya and Thuya. Just as Osiris. I have to go back down to that one wall. Well, freedom's protected. If you don't mind, I don't have a lot of time at all. So I'm gonna try as best as I can. As much as I can, as God willing, that I need to represent. Definitely. A lot of them I do not know 100%. Here we go. I'm trying to have great mothers. All the sons, that's for sure. Yo, my legs are still hurting. Whew. My joints are tender. Jeez. Whew. My joints are tender. Man, them joints whoop me. I gotta go back to Akhenaten. Guess that's the way out. Smile on, King. Rest on. Who is this? The head of King Samson IV. Respectfully. Bang, and guess what? Nose gone. Bruh, nose gone just on all of them. Nose gone. Tried to get that one. Nose gone. Whoa. What is this? Whatever it is, it's powerful. What is this? Nefer Hotep. Hotep. Statue of Kemet. Respect. Salute. Not too long. But now there's nobody here, so we're walking into Akhenaten's area. It is what it is. It's all love. So now we're just walking through and walking out. I guess it's here. Some interesting pieces and things, but I can't buy nothing to support these dudes right now. As dope as it looks. Nope. I'm the first one that made it out.
Yes. Sent to my brother.
That was amazing. So as he was just talking to me and saying that with the building of the new museum, what eventually is going to happen is that they are going to most likely shut down, well, not shut down, but all of the antiquity pieces that attract lots of people, they're going to be probably eventually moving them to the new museum, which means that this building here that has, that's housed it for I don't even know how many years, based on that 1897, 1902, it's eventually going to pull a lot of those pieces, and it's going to kind of like lose the allure, so to speak. And you know what happens with that. Yeah, man, just being in there is massive. It's massive. It's amazing. It's different. It's dope. It's scary. It's stimulating. It's all of that, So y'all gotta just come here to experience it, to understand it. And I know, the ideas of, these are stolen pieces and everything, but I'm just saying, if those things were buried still in the sand, I don't know. I can't even speak about that. It's just, you just gotta come here to see it, man, and tap into the energy. And like I said, I just pray that whatever energies, whatever forces, whatever energies and whatever forces kind of roll through and with me, that they only the highest elevated is what I'm interested in maintaining. But yo, we about to break out, head back to the hotel, chill for the day, and tomorrow the journey begins again. Peace, yo. You look like you're about to go to sleep. I think it was the desserts, like it just, yes. So I don't know if you'll be able to have the second drink if he's bringing another one. So hopefully he forgot. Have a document. Sitting at the table with dignitaries. I have to document. This is what I do. As I told him, I came to speak to them and they showed me a business room, and it was like a cubicle office with like 2 computers. And he said, yeah, that's where we're going. But now this is the executive meeting room. Yes? Oh, hey, how are you, Dan? Nice to meet you. Same here. Oh.
This is serious. What? And then we'll play Jenga.
You get to sit at the helm. Look at that.
So
I have a special gift for everybody that I put together myself. And it is just for you to bring with you. You can put your name on the front so that it doesn't get confused with anybody else's. And it has like day to day, and it has space for you to write.
Go.
If anything comes to you. Also, I find that like when people go back over their pictures, they don't remember where the pictures are from and all that stuff. Yeah. So, here's a pen. Oh, you're so welcome. And there's a pen. Did I pass on enough? So now, okay. Okay.
Oh, pens too?
Yeah.
There you go. Enjoy. Yes.
Oh, here, I'll.
You too. Okay, maybe I should keep this one tucked away, right? That's what I'm thinking.
So anyway, you can just jot down stuff, and I thought one of the good things is just to think about any intentions, and they don't need to be specific, but, you know, access your soul wisdom or something like that.
This is so perfect, Robyn.
Oh, you're welcome. So, yes, like you can set some intentions. You don't need to do it now, but so basically, each day I tried to put the date. There's like maybe a few changes that we made last minute, and I think the only thing is the Nubian Museum on March 21st. We will not go there, but I added something new. And we're gonna go to Elephantine Island, which has absolutely amazing energies. So we're gonna do that instead of the Nubians. Yeah, but they will come and pick up your luggage at 8, and they will load it onto the bus and all that. So tomorrow we go to Saqqara, Memphis, and at Saqqara is the Serapeum, which a lot of people, I even talked to Paul about this today. I was just reading, do you have any questions? Any questions? Well, tomorrow is different because we're gonna have everything with us. So, but when we get off the bus, it's not that long of a walk. And we only go to 2 places, but we spend a lot of time at one of them. So Memphis.
The executive board member. So, this is my intention, is that meetings will start taking place on top of these things. The folks will be coming, and we'll be in Cairo and other places having meetings on top of these sort of spots. Because this is what V2G Multimedia and all affiliated deserve and will be manifesting. It has to be. It will be. This is Cairo. This is Kemet. This is me, Lord. May it be so. Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.